Hello. I've noticed that even though online there are a lot of skeleton projects for PHP libraries that you can just copy paste and they set you up with like testing, Travis, Codeclimate and things like that, they usually don't go through the trouble of actually explaining what they are doing and how it's done, and that's why a lot of people later run into problems when they try to modify something in that setup. So what I'm going to do is create the project from scratch and add all these services one by one so that you can actually see what's happening and actually going on here. So for that I created a demo project. Let's just add some description, which is going to be like a skeleton demo. Let's initialize it with readme, sure. Add composer git ignore so that we don't commit our vendor libraries and the composer JSON. And let's select the license. I use the 3 clause usually, so that's all we need. Create repository. Now let's go here. I'll just clear that. And let's clone it. So I'm actually, it's my second try doing this because I ran into a small problem with Travis, and I just hope nothing happens this time. Alrighty, so this is our cloned project. So let's just start with the structure. So we'll have a sources folder which is going to be src, and we'll have the tests folder which is going to be tests. Let's now create a composer JSON file. So usually you can create a composer JSON from the command line, which is preferable. But since I actually want to show like the most minimal setup and write actually everything manually, I am not going to use it. I'm just going to do this. So I'm going to load PSR4. We're going to load the Drakeny demo namespace, and note the 2 backslashes at the end of the demo. Those are important for composer. So Drakeny demo namespace, and this is going to be the src, and there's going to be another namespace that I'm going to add, which is going to be Drakeny demo tests, and that is going to go into the tests folder. So that is pretty much all we need for composer for now. Let's cd to demo and run it. So we see that I didn't screw up the JSON syntax. Update. Yes, so I didn't screw up. Everything is great. Now let's create the setup for the test. For that we will need a single PHPUnit.xml file and the bootstrap file. We'll talk about the bootstrap file a bit later, but for that, for now, let's just create this PHPUnit. So bootstrap is going to be tests PHPUnit.php. Alright, and we need at least one test suite defined. So here's a test suite, we'll name it unit. I usually have a separate test suite for my unit test, and a separate test suite for integration tests, and a separate test suite for tests that require actual server to be set up. So by default only the unit tests are ran that don't require anything special. And then if I want to run like something more advanced, I just run a specific test suite. So all it needs is to specify a directory in which to look for the test files, and that's basically it. So let's leave it like this for now and go to the test directory and create the bootstrap file, which is going to be PHP and PHP. All it has to do is require once the autoloader for us. So that's pretty simple. Just slash vendor autoload. Is it autoload or autoloader? I think it's just autoload. Autoload PHP. So that's done. Great. So this is the basic setup that we can already run PHP unit tests, and so let's try doing that. So let's have our hello class hello.php. Oh, I'm great at typing. Give me a second. Hello.php, which is going to be something very basic in the namespace that I defined. Sorry. I'm writing namespace PHPixie as a single word now. So PHP Drecany demo class hello public function say, and it's just going to return world. All right. Actually, let's name this method world because it doesn't really say anything, just returns it. Alright, so this is the class. Now we're just gonna create the tests. So this just goes in this folder. So sometimes I like to have the test in a subfolder in tests separately from the PHPUnit PHP, but right now it just feels nicer because you can see that hello and hello test are in parallel file structures, and it makes finding the tests easier later on. So let's create our hello test extends PHPUnit framework. This is longest class name. Test case, I guess. Yes, actually I can make a stupid error somewhere along the way, and that is going to be bad. So but I've been doing this for so long that I can pretty much type this from memory whenever I wake up. So Drecany demo hello. Alright, and the first class public function test world. On this insert same world, this hello world, come on world. Alright, so if I didn't screw up anywhere, I should be able to go here and just run PHPUnit, and it should tell me that there is one test. Yay! So we did that, but obviously we want to have some code coverage generated for it, so we can see the actual, how good our tests are. To do that, there's some modifications required. So the first thing, we'll have to return back to the PHPUnit.xml file, and here add a filter to only include in the code coverage report the classes that are in our src folder. The reason behind this is that if you have classes in the vendor folder and those that get scanned, they're just going to clutter your test report, and you don't really need that. So we are going to whitelist a directory. Actually, I don't need that in the new line. Come back. We are whitelisting the src directory. src. Great. That should be enough. Now let's rerun it. Great. And coverage text. Alright, so the coverage is being generated, but in order to have good tests that test only the methods that you want them to test and not the rest of the class, we'll add some annotations here. So we'll make sure that this test covers only the world functions, so if there are other functions called from it, the coverage will not going to be generated for them. By putting this constraint on ourselves, our test coverage actually makes more sense, because when you think about it, and especially in tests, in integration tests that instantiate more than one class, if you don't have the coverage limitations and you don't tell which function a test covers, then usually one test can cover a lot of methods and give you a false sense of security, while it didn't actually test what the lines that were ran. So add covers default class, and we're just going to say that we are covering the Drecony demo. Hello. Alright, so the output shouldn't change based on that. Alright, but just better this way. Great. So now that we have the tests running and everything running, we can go ahead and commit it. Good. Commit minus m added hello class. It's a bad commit message. Let me amend that. Amend. Yeah, always screw this one. So it's not added hello class, it's actually going to be initial setup, I guess. Initial setup. So is this swim or yes, this is swim. Actually, have not ever ran the amend from the command line with this editor before. Alright, so and now let's get push origin master. So and my awesome password. Great. So we've pushed it. Now, so this is the first commit. Now we'll let's go and register it with Codeclimate. So I'm going to go to Codeclimate. I'll sign in. Oh, that's it. Oh, sorry. Login with GitHub. Great. Well, I don't really need a trial. I'll just add an open source repo, and it's going to be Drecony demo. Great. So while it's doing its thing, we're going to set up some stuff for Travis. Now, the stuff from Travis is a bit more complex, and I have to confess I would not be able to type it from memory, so I'm just going to go to GitHub, like let's say PHP or RAM. Actually, there is a better, I think, slightly more updated one in the debug one, so I'm just going to take it from here. Thank you. So I'll copy the entire thing, but I will actually tell you what's going on line by line. So the language is obviously PHP. That is just for the environment setup. So we're going to test through the entire from 5.4 to HHVM. So the before script is required for reporting the test coverage back to Codeclimate. The script that is going to run the test is going to be PHPUnit, and I specified the test case is going to be the unit one. It's going to generate a coverage with text so that I can quickly see it on Travis. And the Clover version of coverage is going to be generated into a separate file and uploaded to Codeclimate. So this is a Codeclimate repo token, which basically you get from. Alright, I think it should be done by now. So this is our Codeclimate. Yay! Like, look, this is the perfect for a score. And we click the button Setup Test Coverage. So it gives us a repository token, which is here. So all we have to do is copy it, paste it instead of this, and now the after script is going to run the test reporter and submit the code coverage to Codeclimate. The only difference is it is going to skip the each HVM tests, because the code coverage for each HVM, the generation of code coverage, is kind of iffy. It tends to skip a lot of lines, so that's why I skip it usually. So you can get this file. If you don't actually want to submit code coverage, all you actually need is just this line script and just say PHPUnit. And that is all you need, or PHPUnit coverage text. So this is a bit of a more advanced setup, but it's going to achieve a slightly better result in the end. So you can go and copy it from this repository or anywhere else. And actually there's so many of these UML files available online. There are probably better ones than this and that allow more customization. So if you like that, feel free, but this is like the most basic thing that definitely works. Another small UML that we have to add is Codeclimate .uml, and that one is, well, it's not really that needed, but I usually like to add it because sometimes my test files have a bit of more of a cyclomatic complexity than the actual code, and they might be a bit messy. So in some cases, I just tell Codeclimate to exclude the actual test files from generating like the quality statistics for. You can have it if you like, and most of my libraries actually pass and get like a 4 score even with this enabled. But just so you don't like when you're looking through the stats, you don't see like a bunch of irrelevant tests, and you see the actual code, it's better. And especially for people that use your library and they don't really care about like the tests, and they go to the Codeclimate and they actually want just to see the statistics for the library files themselves. The test files are just going to look like clutter there. So we just told it to exclude the past tests from generating statistics for. This is all that we need here. And let's add all that. Git command minus Travis and Codeclimate. Great. And push. All right. Now, let's go to Travis. Travis CI. So I have a lot of stuff running here, to be honest, but let's go. What? Great. I thought this ended. We may not be able to respond timely. Blah de blah. All right. I hope it's going to work. Wait a second. All right. We'll take the Dracony. Let's synchronize it. Dracony demo. Fine. So we just told Travis to build it. Now let's go to my Dracony. Come on. Actually, we can just go to here. We should be seeing it already there. Just a second. My repositories. This is all PHP stuff. Where is, all right, here it is, the Dracony demo, and we can see that it has not been built yet. So a little trick I can do is actually go to Dracony demo and ping Travis by testing the service. So I just go to here to webhooks and services. There's already Travis added here, and all right. Let's click test service. All right, so it should have pinged Travis one more time, and that sometimes usually helps to get the initial build faster. Let's see. Great, you see that it started. Yay, so that actually helps. Let's take a look. Alright, there's nothing here yet. Here, no. Alright, let's wait. I guess I'll just cut it until it actually starts. So I'll pause. Alright, it started. So let's have a look at what's been done. I just opened a random one, I think a PHP 5.4. Dependencies shouldn't take long. Oh yes, those are the. Alright, done exit with 0. Great, the test is there, the Codeclimate should report it. Let's go back to Codeclimate. And where is Draconi demo? Hey, by the way, look at my lead scores. Everything is 4, except maybe like one package. It's like, alright, great. See, we have 100% test coverage. Everything is generated. Everything works. And we can now add badges to the repo. So link to Codeclimate from your README file. So we can just copy these things, I guess. Like there's some markdown snippets. So well, you can do it yourself. I don't think I'll be needed for that. So yes, pretty much in let's say how much time has passed. 20 minutes. We have the project set up. It's set up with automatic builds on Travis and Codeclimate, and we can easily add it to Packagist if I wanted to. Of course, if you want to add it to Packagist, this is going to require a bit more work. Pretty much all you need. Let's actually walk through it. I won't really be adding this to Packagist because that's just easy. You just go there and add it. I will just type in this thing. So it's going to be a Draconi demo. The name and description is a skeleton project. License BSD 3 clause and type. Actually, this is all by heart. Type library, some keywords for search, which would be, let's say, demo, and myself. Add myself to the authors array. So there's a name, Draconi, and email. Not gonna tell you. All right. So pretty much save this file, commit it, fix the formatting that I skipped, and you can upload this to Packagist and have your library be available to everybody else. But yeah, that's all. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll actually be making a lot more videos with the PHP 3 coming out soon, so I'm planning to do a lot more video tutorials on that specific subject. And yeah, you can subscribe to this channel. That's actually a new channel I've did. That's going to be especially made for tutorials and stuff. So, yes. See ya.